Do you wonder how would your life look like if you stopped drinking alcohol for good? Do you wonder what things would change, how things would be different for you, and would things get better or would you feel worse? Well, recently I celebrated my 4-year anniversary of sobriety, and I'm going to share with you surprising turns of events that even I did not expect when I first decided to stop drinking. Stay tuned because I will share with you the good, the bad, and the surprising. Hi friend, this is Alex Rivera, the Sober Dad. I know that you're watching this video and you're trying to figure out what's best for you because you've been struggling with alcohol. Today, I'm going to share with you what I learned after 4 years of sobriety so you can get a window on what to expect and how things change for me. Today, I decided to come outside to my yard. It's early in the morning, it's about 7 a.m. and I just came back from my morning walk. I usually go for a walk between 6:30 and 7:30, depending on the day, but I try to make it a routine that I stick to no matter what. Even if the day is crappy, even if it's cold, even if it's a little drizzly. Now, if it's pouring, then I probably will punt on it and I will not go for a walk, but most of the time it's not like that and I'm able to go for a walk. So right there is the first thing that I can share with you, because when I was drinking heavily and when I was drinking especially at night, waking up when it's early and going for a walk was just not an option. I would wake up feeling horrible, and you know what I'm talking about. You're feeling like crap. You've been drinking for many hours. You haven't gotten enough sleep, so you're just in no physical condition to go for a walk. I remember in those days driving to work late and looking at people walking in the street. And I would feel jealous. I would be like, oh wow, I wish I could do that. I wish I was like those people who are able to wake up early and go for a walk. And I remember that because now I am one of those people that can go for a walk. And this may seem like a very simple thing, but it is a big deal because how you wake up sets the tone for the rest of your day. Also, there is an innate beauty to mornings. So I'm sitting out here, I don't know if you can hear it through the microphone, but there's like different types of birds singing. There's actually a neighbor's dog barking in the back. And there's beauty. The light scheme is different. The grass has a different shine to it because of different types of sunlight that we're getting at this time of the morning. So there is the beauty in the mornings that you miss out when you're waking up drunk or with a horrible hangover. What that means is that since I stopped drinking, little by little, I have started to gain more and more appreciation for the little things in life, which as it turns out, they're not so little. And doing these type of things has brought more value and more appreciation for life in general. Now, if you're married or if you're in a close relationship with somebody, if you have a significant other, chances are that if you've been drinking for a very long time, heavily, that relationship has been frayed, that relationship has been damaged in one way or another because of your behavior, the way you act, but also because of the lying, right? I remember sneaking out at night to buy drinks. Even one time, like I would jump out of a window so my wife would not know that I was going to go and buy some alcohol. All kinds of crazy stuff that we do when we are actively drinking. And all of this behavior, just strange behavior, the lying, breeds mistrust. And mistrust is poison for our relationship, right? I came to understand that once I acknowledged that I had this problem and I started to look for help, things started to change with the relationship with my wife, because at least she knew that what to expect. She knew that I might still go back to drinking, but that I understood what the problem was and that I was doing something about it. So fast forward 4 years And I'm not gonna lie to you. I mean, no marriage is perfect, no relationship is perfect. Just in normal circumstances, even without alcohol or drugs or any other type of maladaptive behavior involved, relationships are hard. You have to work on them every day in order to build something constructive, something that you truly enjoy, and something beautiful. So these past 4 years have allowed me to do just that. They have allowed me to work on my relationship, on getting to understand the person that I'm sharing my life with better, and sharing a more true version of myself. So things have become a lot more intimate. Have grown closer together. And again, that doesn't mean that things are perfect. Doesn't mean that we don't fight or we have strong disagreements. I mean, after all, we're very different people too. But I love my wife, and I tell her that almost every day. And I try to show my love to her in little actions every day. Having her in my life has proven to be the most important thing, and she has really helped me to get better as time goes by with her understanding and her support. But I had to be truthful to her. I had to come clean. First, I had to be truthful to myself, but then I had to be truthful to her, and things had been a lot better since then. And something that was surprising, lo and behold, now she started sharing things with me that she was also feeling perhaps a little apprehensive or embarrassed or ashamed of. She had the trust and the confidence to open up to me, because we all struggle, by the way. You might feel that you're the only person in the world that has problems, but everybody around you does struggle too. So now that I am better, now that I have my mind and my wits to myself, she's able to share her own issues and her own problems. And because of that, as a result of that, we have been able to grow even closer together. Now let's talk about professional life. When you are drinking, at best, you're getting by, and perhaps you are able to keep your job. But trust me, you are not doing the best job that you can when you are constantly having a hangover, or where you're drunk or drinking. It's just not possible. You are not performing at your best, even though if you feel like you are managing, you're doing just that, you're managing. So what happens is, when you stop drinking, you actually are able to focus on the job at hand and do things properly. You can put the right amount of effort and interest into things, and your performance improves as a result of that. On the other side of that, you might realize that that job that you're doing right now might be one of the reasons why you're drinking, because this might not be the right fit for you. It might not be the type of work that you enjoy, or it might be just very stressful, even if you're getting a good paycheck. This might not be the right job for you. And you might discover that you are better off changing the type of things that you do, because feeling stressed out about waking up and going to work is definitely a trigger for drinking. And that was me. I had a really good job as an engineering manager, and I was making good money that, I could pay all my bills and have a nice house and do all of these things. But this was not something I really truly enjoyed. I've always had a little bit of an independent track to myself, a little bit of an entrepreneurial spirit, and the type of work that I was doing, even though it was very satisfying at times because it was about solving problems, it was not the type of work that I really truly enjoy, and I felt trapped. And this created a lot of anxiety in my life. And the way I dealt with that anxiety was through drinking. So I'm not telling you to just quit your job and do something else, but not drinking will allow you to understand if what you're doing right now brings you the type of satisfaction that you need in your life. Because it's not all about the money. And I know what some of you will say, oh, well, that's easy for you to say with your fancy job and whatever. But listen, when I stopped that job and I started doing something else, there was a period of time where I really was struggling with paying the bills. But I knew I needed to do that because I was feeling stuck and trapped in that job. And now, 4 years later, I'm in a much different situation. I have been able to do the type of work that brings more satisfaction to me, that makes me feel good about myself and the things I do, that gives me a sense of purpose. And that is huge. There's no amount of money that you can get that can replace that feeling of satisfaction that you get from getting up and doing things that you truly believe in, that you're passionate about, and that are aligned with your values and the goals that you want for your life and for your family. So trust me, you need less money than what you think you do. You will find ways to get by. So don't use your job or the things that you do on a day-to-day basis as an excuse to continue drinking. You can change if you want to. I started this YouTube channel as a passion project to help other people who are in the same situation that I found myself, because I've learned a few things that I can pass on to you. I've been able to not drink and rebuild my life, and now I'm able to share this with you by the means of these videos that I make. This brings a lot of satisfaction. This makes me feel like I have a sense of purpose, that I can give back to you guys what I've learned and help you along your own journey, so you can also reap the benefits and the fruits of a sober lifestyle. I think another thing that has happened in the last 4 years is that I have learned to love myself and to like myself for the way I am, with all my defects and all my personality quirks. I have learned to like who I am, because when I was drinking, I was doing a lot of things that I felt very shameful, a lot of hiding, a lot of lying, a lot of trying to figure out how I drink without nobody noticing, not doing a good job at work, not being there for my family, just doing things that made me feel terrible about myself, that hurt my self-esteem, that made me feel less than. And I don't want to minimize that, because I know that a lot of you guys and gals are going through this same type of situation. And I want you to know that that's not who you really are. Your behavior is not who you are. You might be doing things that you don't feel proud of, things that you feel shame or guilt about, but that doesn't mean that you are a bad person or that there's anything intrinsically wrong with you. You're just a normal person with great things about you, with some things that you need to work on. Everybody struggles. We're all the same. You might look at a guy across the street that seems all put together and life looks, great, good job, good wife, good car, all those things, but you really don't know what's going on. That person might be struggling. No, as a matter of fact, I know for a fact that person is struggling, and they might be dealing with the struggle differently than you. So you can't really judge, in this case, the book by the cover. We all are in this planet with our own struggle, and we all have to figure things out. And just because you made a lot of mistakes, that doesn't make you less than, that doesn't make you worse than other people, that doesn't mean that you're crazy or there's something wrong with you. It just means that you have made some mistakes. It means that you have taken the wrong choices, and you might be continuing to make those wrong choices. But the beauty about that is that you can always choose different. You can always do things differently. You can learn, you can grow. And there is no law of the universe that says that you should not make mistakes, that you should do all things perfectly. As a matter of fact, as an entrepreneur, as somebody who's running a couple of businesses, I can tell you that you must make mistakes in order to learn. And the things that I've learned through my sobriety have become a superpower for the rest of the things that I want to do in my life. That's not to say that I want people to struggle with alcohol or drugs or any other behavior like that, but the things I've learned and the things that I've been able to enrich my life with help me in all aspects of my life. So in many ways, yes, sobriety has been a blessing in disguise, because now I can live a much more fulfilling, a richer life. That doesn't mean trouble-free. That doesn't mean that all my problems had gone away. As a matter of fact, and this is an important point, I was drinking because I had very strong feelings of anxiety. And when I stopped drinking, guess what? The anxiety came back with a vengeance. It came back very, very strong. And even today, 4 years after, I still have to deal with my anxious thoughts day in and day out. But I don't have to do it with alcohol. I have found other ways to deal with my anxiety, and some days I wake up better than others. And I would be lying to you to say if this is not a struggle. It is a struggle, but it is something I can now manage. As I said, some days is harder than other days, but I can do other things. And because I am not drinking, I can work in all of these other projects in my life. I can work on my family life. I can work on my health. Now I can go to the gym. I can go for a walk. I can work on projects like this YouTube channel. I can work on helping other people and doing the things that I think are important. I love to travel. So now I can plan these trips with my family. So I can now show my kids a little bit about the world. All of this was not possible when I was drinking. But now I can. That doesn't mean that I'm going to be able to do everything I want. That doesn't mean that all my endeavors and my businesses and my relationships will be successful. But at least I have a fair chance. The first few weeks or months are the toughest. The first couple of years, there's a lot of growth that needs to take place. There's a lot of lessons that you need to learn, but they are worth it because you're reclaiming your life. You're becoming a better version of yourself. You are starting to explore your true potential, and you can start living a life of meaning again. So I want to encourage you. I want to tell you that it is possible. If I can do it, you can do it. There's no secret. There's no rocket science, just a lot of work. And if you want to learn how to deal with those first few weeks and months in early sobriety, check out this video right here. And consider joining my mentorship program if you need that extra level of help, if you need my personalized assistance in helping you to quit, and also putting together a plan, a blueprint for the rest of your life, because it's not just about quitting, it's about building a life of meaning, living a life where alcohol is not necessary, where alcohol does not have a room, because you have so many things going for you. So check out the details in the description below for the mentorship program, and check out some of the other links. I have some great resources. I have a 5-day completely free 5-day guide for early sobriety and some other interesting links there. This is Alex Rivera. I hope you enjoyed this video, and please share with others that you might think might benefit from it. And don't forget to subscribe, because it helps our channel and it helps to spread the word. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.